Good morning. Good morning. I decided to come down here again early. That's when you get good rest, you know? And I've gotten some good rest. I was listening to a little jazz. I said, I'll come down here. It was such a great good morning, Queen. You guys really, yesterday, I tell you, whether you know it or not, yesterday, you guys motivated me, Kimberly. You know, sometimes I come down here and I want to be motivational and uplifting, but yesterday you guys helped the girl down. I appreciate that. So I said, well, maybe I'll come down again this morning. I said, I'll come down again this morning and talk. I went to bed a little earlier. So I'm well rested. And I'm an early bird anyway. I am an early bird anyway, so it doesn't matter. I used to make sure I was up by 5 o'clock. You know, I had to be to work at 7, so I'm early. So I wanted to come down here because as I was thinking, I had so many topics in my head that I really wanted to discuss. I wanted to discuss from just different things I see in general in life, not just on here, but in life. And first, I wanted to talk about only you could prevent forest fires. That's one of my favorite sayings. Only you could prevent forest fires. Then I thought about well, let me talk about something else. And then something came across my phone yesterday, and I was like, oh, gee whiz. Everything is not for public consumption. And what I mean by that, hey, Lameek, the pressure cooker, everything is not for public consumption, even though, a lot of YouTubers uh, or people that you meet in life, they say that they are transparent, they don't care. Good morning, baby. They don't care. They transparent. They don't care what people know about them. And that's fine for you, but it may not be the same for your family members. I don't care what you know about me, but then it may not be the same, like I said, for my children. If something got out that I have exposed on the internet, and then, social media, remember, millions and millions of people have the opportunity to watch social media. So this is a social platform. Anything I say or do on here, anyone in the world could see it, not just in the United States, in the entire world. So you have to be very careful. And everything you don't do for a dollar. All money is not good money when something is valuable to you. See, most people have a past. Most people have a past. And some people have lived a beautiful life, had no interruptions, great family, no, tragedies, no, nothing in their family they should be, embarrassed about. But everybody doesn't have a family like that. Most people have a past, or most people have done something in their lives that they don't want you to know about, right? So everything's not for public consumption. But then you think about it, why do people come on, a social media and do and say the things they say? Is it to help educate, enhance, enlighten, uplift, motivate? What is the purpose of it? Or are they the only ones benefiting from it? So good morning, Tracy. So I saw some things that yesterday, and I thought, Well, really, that didn't need to be brought to social media, you know, because if I value my children, my life, my friendship, anything, I watch what I do. Hey, Jay Dunn, baby, I watch what I do and what I bring here because it can affect you down the road. It may not bother you or affect you right now, and you may think is innocent what you're doing, but down the line, it will affect you some ways, or you have to think how people are going to consume this food that you're feeding them. Bottom line, you want to think how people go consume the food that you're feeding them. So you may see it one way, but they see it another, you know? And some things that people have done, they don't want it out. Now, something came across my desk, and I'll say it like this yesterday. And whether a person being transparent or not, I'm sure they didn't want this shit to get out. I mean, I wouldn't have. See, because it may not affect me, but it may affect my children if I was this mother. It may affect my children or my friends or something. So you have to be very careful of how transparent you are. Because maybe you okay telling your business, you okay with people knowing your past, but your family may not be, and it might affect your family. And so when we come down here, sometimes we can't just think about ourselves. We have to think about who else will be affected by what I'm going to say or do on this YouTube, on YouTube, social media. YouTube, IG, whatever. Who else could be affected by it? Because sometimes most of us try to protect our loved ones. See, I try to protect my kids. So I make sure that, hey, Precious Cook, what's going on, baby? I saw you. I thought I spoke to you earlier. So I try to make sure what I do won't fall back on my family. That's why I say everything is not for public consumption. But see, a lot of times when people are selfish, see, and that's where I'm going, when they selfish, they really don't care. They could pretend like they care about you. They could pretend like they care about their family. They could pretend like they care about their job. It's just a pretense. It's just you just pretending. Because if you meant that, then you wouldn't bring everything to social media. If somebody meant so much to me, you know, and we needed to resolve something, I wouldn't bring it to social media. If I was a stripper and I was stripping for money, to help feed my kids, but I'm really not comfortable with it, but I got to do what I have to do for my children. I don't want everyone to know I used to strip, you know? So when I come on here, I have to be very careful of what I say and do because I never know when my past will kind of catch up with me and it will affect someone else. May not affect me, but it would affect my little children who's going to school. And then somebody say, I saw your mother on the stripper pole, you know, or I saw your mother in the back alley doing something. Because you know how kids walk, especially in different environments. And I'm saying this, I'm still on the same track. Everything is not for public consumption. So when you come down here and do something, or say something or act a particular way and you think it's just about you, it's not just about you. It's about people that's you associate with it as well. You know, your family members. Everybody don't want their family business out in the street. But when you start acting like this and you just thinking is about you are you are putting your family in jeopardy sometimes. You putting your relationships in jeopardy. So I've always learned that everything, be very careful what you say and do, no matter how you feel. Like, oh, I don't care what nobody say about me. I'm transparent. And no, you don't want everyone to know everything about you. And even the hidden secrets of your family or something that has happened with you that you don't want to get out, people will get to it because this is a social media platform. And when you value other people, and when you value other people and you're not being selfish, you watch what you do and say. When everything is not for a click and a view, you don't bring it to social media. When you bring it to social media, most people bring it to social media to make money, for a click and a view. Honestly, whatever it is, if you cooking and you cooking, you might like cooking and you have a YouTube channel, eventually you're getting paid from it. So you start doing it. So it's not just for the love of it, but it's for a click and a view so you can get paid. Everything is not worth money. No, I didn't say that right. I'm sorry. All money is not good money. Let me put it like that. All money is not good money. For the love of money is the root to all evil. So you have to think about what you come down here and put on social media. Like I said, I saw something come across my desk. I'm gonna say across my desk yesterday that somebody, I know damn well that this person wouldn't want their family members to see this garbage or to know they doing this. Someone just showed it to me. I know for a fact. You just know for a fact you don't want your children or your mother and father or your grandparents or your co-workers. You don't really want them to know everything about you. So you need to be very careful when you come down here. Even though you feeling free, you grown, you thinking, well, I don't care, nobody know, yes, it may not affect you, but it can affect your loved ones. And that's I'm just telling you, what I do on here can affect my loved ones. If there was any family secrets, when I come down here and I do some things and people start, y'all know how the YouTube, you know how I work. A man just got caught just being a cook overseas somewhere. No, yeah, overseas, I believe somewhere. He's a cook. He was a fugitive. He just got caught. He was just doing a simple cooking show. A simple cooking show, right? But look what happened. He got caught. He was a fugitive and they caught up with him. The World Wide Web caught up with him. So we have to make sure that, yes, this is the illusion of social media, right? We have to make sure that when we come down here and we want to do something and whatever it is really of value to us, that we don't expose it to the internet, that we don't expose it to social media. See, it makes me question some things when people come down here and do certain things. You put this out here for us to consume. So whatever way we consume it, you can't have a problem with it. I can be eating chicken. Butterfly could eat chicken. Michi could eat chicken. We all could have a chicken wing and we all will eat it differently. So that's like putting your information out here or calling yourself being transparent or doing something out here. Everybody eats differently. Everybody is going to perceive, and perception is everything. You might not wanted it to come across that way, but it came across that way because that's the way they consume the food that you serve them. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. And so you need to be very careful, and I don't know why people don't see through some of these people or some of these antics that go on the social media. I could see through it. I could uh, uh, I could see through some of these people. I don't know what Jay Dunn is talking about, but she bringing up something. Let me see. Miss T, you're absolutely correct. And Mr. Dimple should have sex. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. But you done knocked me off. That's why I don't read the comments. But I don't even think you had good intentions. Sometimes people don't have good intentions, but what they do is they make it look sweet. Like I could have a lump of shit in a box. And the only reason why you would know it was a lump of shit is for one, you unwrapped it or you could smell. So I'm just using that as an analogy. But I could package it up all pretty, right? I could package all this gift up all pretty and hand it to Jay Dunn. Oh, it's a troll. Okay, thank you, baby. And hand it to Jay Dunn. And Jay Dunn is happy, and everybody is looking at Jay Dunn, It's on social media. I'm handing her this gift. Jay Dunn smiling, everybody smiling, everybody excited. And then they open the gift up. Jay Dunn opens the gift up, and there's a lump of shit in there. So everybody is, ooh. Jay Dunn faced and dropped the facial expression and turned into sadness, like embarrassment. And I want you to follow me because I'm on the same track. But she never knew what was in that package. She just knew when I presented her that package that it looked good. She had no idea that I had put a lump of shit in there. So she let this whole world see me give her this gift because she didn't know what was in the gift. Right? But I knew what was in the gift. I knew what was in the gift. And I knew that she didn't know what was in the gift. And I knew that when she opened this gift in front of everybody, that this shit was going to embarrass her. It was going to hurt her. Everybody was going to laugh. It was going to shock everybody. That's just what people do. Even though they wrap it up and try to make it look good, they knew their intentions really weren't good. But just they putting it out in the public as if it was they were doing something good. You showing people, you telling people, I'm being transparent. I don't care how people see me. I love who I am today. So what I did in the past don't bother me. And that could be true, but it may bother someone else. And because you bring it on social media and everybody has the opportunity to see it and talk about it, you give them the opportunity to eat the food just like they want to. Not like the way you served it, but the way they want to consume it. So everything is not for public consumption. And you have to think about it before you put something down here on social media. It's cute and dandy that, we have YouTube channels and there's all type of YouTube channels, but we also have to remember if something goes awry, then you are opening up your family, your world to something that you had no idea that they would get a hold to if you didn't want them to. That's what I think. A lot of times when I come down here, watch what you do, because it may not affect you directly, but it might affect your kids and your grandkids. And everybody don't want people to know their past. Everybody don't even want their family members to know what they're doing here. A lot of people don't want their family members to know, or they would be embarrassed if their mothers or fathers or grandparents or uncles or aunts or sisters or brothers seen them perform like this on the social media. All that cussing and hollering. So we have to be very careful. And that crossed my mind when these things came to me yesterday, when I saw this information. I was like, dang, people just need to be very careful with social media. And when some stuff happened yesterday, I said, when I value something, I watch how I treat it. I watch how I treat it or them when I value them. I'm never going to bring them in public and do some things. I'll do it behind the scenes because I love you that much and I value that much. And even though I love you that much, perhaps the people that we talking to or, don't love you. They may not love you. They may not receive you well. So I don't even want to put you in that type of situation, that predicament. I don't want you in the line of fire because I do love you. See, so much stuff go on here, and we just have to be careful, because just because BB Nice, Good Morning Beautiful, and Butterfly and Jay Dunn like me, everybody else may not like me. So when I come on here, I have to watch what I do, especially when I value my family and my friendships. And you have to watch how you represent your family and your friends, or how they represent themselves in public. Yeah, you do. So I just was thinking about that. I saw some things yesterday. I didn't even watch much of YouTube, but I was watching this show, and I'm just gonna go into this now. And I was watching it, and it was this. I don't know the name of this. I don't forgot the name of it. You know, my memory is terrible sometimes. But it was about prostitution. They had this series on prostitution, and so they interviewed, several prostitutes. And these prostitutes was proud prostitutes. They were proud. And so as I was laying there listening to them, they were very proud at being a prostitute. And the first thing I started to do is judge them. Judge them. I said, now, why are they on TV telling their business when their kids and grandkids, you know, probably on social media, and they could see that? And if their family didn't know, or their children didn't know that their moms were prostitutes, what if their kids get a hold to that? What if their kids' friends get a hold to that? But they were up there proud. And ain't nothing wrong with it if you're comfortable with you being, whatever, because we never know what situations people have gotten into, and they did what they thought they had to do to survive. So I'm not judging that. I'm not judging that at all. That's something I wouldn't do. I mean, okay, baby, I wouldn't, trick and sell my body. And I thank God I've never had to do that. But they were very proud, especially one of them. She was a madam, and she was so proud that she had the best pimp. And Big Red, Kelly Red, treated her so nice. And they went to nice hotels. She had nice fancy tricks, I guess. Oh, baby, she was so proud to be a prostitute, and I was looking, and at first I was judging. Then I took my judgmental eye out of that and said she was comfortable with telling her story and what she did for a living, but she may not be comfortable if her grandkids got a hold to it, or her grandkids' friends, and then they start teasing her grandkids, embarrassing her grandchildren, her grandkids, and they bring it back to you. Now you done embarrassed your family. It's okay that you was a prostitute. It's okay, you did your thing, girl. You wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at you because you was a proud hoe. That's what she said. Nah, that's her words, not mine. That's her words, not mine. I'm a proud hoe. And she liked it. She thought it was the best lifestyle, And so I can't knock her, but it's just the fact of, what if her grown children get a hold to that and they didn't know she was a proud hoe? That her words, not mine. I was like, dang, you so proud and you happy, and you said it was a good life because you got fur coats, jewelry, cars, nice pimps. He treated all y'all equal. He was the best pimp out there. She was a proud hoe. She just really was. But her daughter may not be proud. Her 16-year-old daughter may not be proud of her. So I was thinking, damn, that's good that you're transparent, you're proud of who you are, but did you have to bring that on social media? And here's the craziest part. They all were women of color, and it was the white man's show. It was the Caucasian man's show. And the questions he was asking, he had to ask the questions because he was interviewing them. But the fact is, he was laughing at some of the answers, and I knew that he wasn't laughing with them. He was laughing at them. And that bothered me, because I'm saying, damn, he's not laughing with you. He's laughing at you. You talking about what a proud hoe is and how you would suck up somebody. You will suck up somebody in a minute, and you will go out. If you go outside the door now, you saw a rich white man, and she said, and the man was white. The man was white. She said, yeah, because if I go outside right now of this hotel and I see a rich white man and he wanted something, yeah, I'll suck him up in a minute, snatch him up in the back. And I was going, wow, a proud hoe. I was just like, wow, really? But she was proud of what the life she had lived, and she didn't mind it. But her kids and her grandkids, and maybe her parents, some people who didn't know, they may have a different feeling when they see it, you know? So it's just strange. We come on here innocently sometime and we don't consider other people. And it's cool to be transparent. Oh, yeah, pressure cooker. I got to tell you the site. I'll tell you the site I was watching. Yeah, he was a white man. And he was interviewing all these women of color about prostituting. And they were proud, and I don't know. I had to take my judgment eye out of it because I wanted to judge right away. And then I said, no, you just don't judge that. Don't judge that because you don't know what people had to do. Oh, it was a mess. And when that white man, smirked you guys and laughed, and she was like, yeah, I know, baby. I know, but I know. And he was white. But if I go out this door and I see me a rich white man, baby, I'll snatch him up in the back and suck him, fuck him in a minute. That's just what she said. That's just what she said, not Mz.Teavalocity. And I was like, wow, listen to her. Look at her mentality. But she stuck there, but it's her. It's her life, and I don't want to be judgmental. I'm trying to be very careful that I'm not so judgmental, you know? But I said, wow, anybody does anything for TV for clicks and views, and they don't know how it's affecting other people. They just don't know how it affects other people. And like I said, you may have done this for public, you may have done this innocently for transparency, but you don't know how people will perceive it. So, sometimes we just have to be careful when we come on here and we do things because everybody didn't receive it as well as you wanted them to receive it. And to have someone else that you love and you care about so much, you love and you care about so much, be, shredded and talked about and picked at and antagonized and everything else. I don't know how much love that is, when you do that. Some famous people grew up in brothels. Richard Pryor, Billie Holiday. Yeah, yeah. But some of them have, but I was just saying, you know, um, they don't have no shame in their game as they became adults to tell the stories and tell you that they grew up in brothels. But as a kid, were they really comfortable with growing up in the brothels? Were they really comfortable with what their parent did as children? How did it affect them as children? As an adult, we look at things different, but as children, we look at things more mature than when we are a child. So I don't know how. I didn't know Richard Pryor and Billie Holiday. I didn't, but we don't know how they felt as a kid, knowing that if they knew that their parents, activities the parents were doing, if they knew that. I didn't know that. Love. I didn't know they grew up in brothels. And then you had some of the ladies saying that their children knew. And then you had one lady, I told you she was very proud of her job. She calls herself a madam now, you know, and so she was very proud of her, being a prostitute and stuff. But she say her brothers were her brothers were pimps. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, Kimberly. Her brothers were pimps, and so they showed her the game. I was like, damn. Her brothers were pimps and they showed her the game. So I learned the game quick. Yeah, I learned. Yeah, yeah. At 15, I was, sucking the effing in. Yeah, uh huh. So when did you have your first trick? Oh, I remember this day well. June the 1st, 1989. Yeah, I sucked off somebody for, something, but I got paid. I got paid. And from that, and I liked it from that point on. I really liked what I was doing. And I was like, dang, really? Your brothers taught you this? She said both of her brothers was pimp. And she continued to say that Kelly Red was the best pimp. His name was Kelly Red. He was the best pimp out there. She was proud of him. She had fell in love with him. And I'm saying, dang, now what if I was your daughter? I was your daughter. I would be kind of embarrassed of my mother telling this story. But perhaps her daughter may not be embarrassed. But I would be embarrassed if my mother was saying how she did, some sexual activities, for money. So I don't know. That's just how I thought. So I said, dang, people come on the internet and they say anything. They just say and do anything, not even thinking that, so what, you transparent and you don't care. But what about the other people in your family? It may bother them. It might affect them. And I don't care how nice and how pretty, back to that you make the package look, you never know what's inside of it. And then when you open that package, how other people is going to look at it. Some stuff is just so fake. I just can't get into it. Some people are just too transparent for me. They just too transparent. And that's just me. Because I'm somewhat, again, I can't impose who I am on other people, but I am just like kind of modest. I am. I just don't think everything is for everybody. I don't think everything is for everybody. But if you guys, have something to say, do you agree with that? Everything is not for public consumption. And when you value your loved ones, you make sure you don't put them in the line of fire. I try to be careful of what I say and do down here, because if shit breaks out, we'll say it like that. I don't want my kids in the line of fire, because everybody doesn't react the same. Everybody doesn't remain calm. Everybody is not a punk. Everybody is not a keyboard gangster. So you involve your family when you come down here. And so that brings me back to say this: everything is not for public consumption. And I was talking about everything on the same line. I just gave different examples. A beautiful gift, me giving you a beautiful gift. Hey, Kimberly, have a good day at work, beautiful. Thank you so much for your support and your encouragement yesterday, Kimberly. Thank you so much. That engagement meant a lot to me. Butterfly, you too. You guys really, yesterday morning, I didn't realize that I was going in a certain direction until I went back and heard my video, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But thank God for Kimberly, and I think it's MJ and JSL. They put me back on track in my mind. But anywho, so I thank you, baby. So anyway, I was thinking about that. And then I had watched a little bit about something else that happened on YouTube. And I said, damn, it falls in the line of what I want to talk about. Everything is not for public consumption. I don't care whether you made money off of it or not. Did you value? Did you value your friend as much as you said? Did y'all value each other? Y'all wouldn't have been on here showing us. You would have taken it behind the scenes, So I don't know. I perceive things a little different than others, but I'm not going to put a lot of energy in it. But my perception of some things that happen on here is a little different than others, because I could talk to some of my friends or some, people I know who watch the same things on YouTube, the same people, and they perceive things one way and I perceive it another way. So we all are different, We all are different, and we see things different, and we receive things different. So that was a mess to me. Some of this stuff is a mess. Mhm. Well, I just came to have some little morning coffee. Don't have anything tonight. I will be back though. Tonight I'm having an open panel, and my open panel will we will discuss different topics, and anyone is welcome to join. And all the topics, and probably none of them will be about YouTube beef. YouTube period. It won't have anything to do with it, about the real world. Because like I said, perception is everything. You have to you could say things one way and someone will perceive them another way. And it's important that we learn. So we have to learn effective communication. I don't always have effective communication. I have to be careful. Like I said, sometimes when I go back and I look at my videos, I see some things on my videos that I didn't mean to come across like that, but I did. And my thought is, I wonder if the audience or my subbies or whatever perceived it the way I meant for it to be perceived. I can't guarantee that something I say is perceived the way I want it to be perceived. So that's some things I work on. I try to work on what I say, you know, because I don't want people to perceive it the wrong way. I want them to perceive it the right way. And I can't guarantee that anyway. We can't guarantee that anyway. That's why I said you could come down here with the best intentions, you know, being transparent, just talking about some stuff happening in your family. Then you piss somebody off and somebody go track down your family, interview your family, pictures come across of people, just different things happen. You just have to be careful down here, because it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone. Well, you guys, I'm going to get ready to get out here. I wasn't going to stay too long. I was just down here chatting while I have my coffee, and that's it. I didn't have much to say, but think about it. Really think about it. Even when you come down here, if you're a content creator, you're a subby, you know, and you telling your business, or you don't mind being transparent, just be careful who it will affect. It may not affect you. Hey Keitra, hey Peace Love. Peace Love, I want to get in contact with you about something I see that you're doing on your channel. I'm gonna reach out to you. Um it may not affect you, but it might affect your family. It may not embarrass you, but it might embarrass your family. And no matter how transparent you want to be, you have to remember that we are on a worldwide social media. We on worldwide social media. Everyone can see it. And if they can't see it, someone else will see it. So we have to be so careful of what we do. And if you value a friendship, a relationship, a YouTube ship, the resolution, if you want resolution, you don't always have to be transparent. Some things you should do offline. Everything is not for public consumption. If you want to talk about, you know, something that you're struggling with, something's going on in your family, you don't have to bring it to YouTube, because everything is not for public consumption. Even though you may be doing it innocently, someone is taking it negatively. Someone is taking it simply because they don't like you, and they are going to use it against you. I could guarantee that. And you don't want everyone to know what you do. So remember that when we jump on social media and say things, even if you innocently, you know, some people come on here, they smoke weed, they do what they want, and they have the right to do that. But in reality, would you want everyone to know that you smoke weed or you drink every day? Would you want everyone to know that? maybe not. So you need to be very careful when you display that on YouTube, because you don't know if it's going to get back to someone you don't want it to get back. Okay? You just don't know that. And I know everybody say, well, I don't care what people say. And yeah, smoking weed is but you do care. Because if it gets to the wrong person and that affects you, then you go like, damn, I messed up. Well, now I know. But it may be too late. It might be too late. You know what, Nate, love? That's a fact. That's a fact, Nate, love. That's a fact. People use social media for therapy, as their therapy or their outlet. This is not an outlet. Now, it could be therapeutic if you go listen to a little jazz. If, like, I'm listening to a little jazz, you do a little coloring, you watch some motivational, some calming things. It can be calming, like a calm state. It could be therapeutic. You know, you can, but you can't come on here telling these people your business, expecting them to be empathetic, sympathetic, and compassionate for you, and really expecting them to help you. Even if we do have therapists on here, you need to book an appointment with them, not with us. Good morning, Mr. Pisces. How are you? Um, yeah, everything is just not for YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, I told you about the guy who he got busted, fugitive got busted after years because he was on YouTube doing the cooking show. I guess that's what they said, doing the cooking show, and he got caught. He got caught. So, for him, he really shouldn't have been on YouTube, but he probably never thought anything of it. Yep. So, but how much do we really share? How much is truth? But I agree with everything is not for public eyes. Weed is whack, alcohol is whack. Okay, that's your opinion. You know what? How much is true? We don't know. We don't know. But Mr. Pisces, we don't know how much is true. But sometimes people could get a hold to something you don't want to. You could piss people off, and they could, some of the things that go on YouTube, not just over, just it's all through YouTube, and you may piss people off and they get a hold to something you don't want your family to know about, you don't want your kids to know about, and they send it to your kids on Facebook, not that everything is true. I don't know if everything true. That's a good question. That's a good question, Mr. Pisces. But how much do we really share? How much is true? Mr. Pisces, I don't know. That's a good question, kind of stuff, because I don't know. Because I believe it's easy for us to pretend like we are people we're not, and pretend like we have things we don't. Pretend is, it's easy for you to pretend. But I think when people come down here and they show you some things, they are somewhat transparent. They are transparent. So I don't know, if everything is true, but I think some things, and I think some of these people are telling the truth. I do. I do. And then some of them are straight out lying. But some of these people are telling the truth. I just think, oh, Nate Love said, I think roasting the gagging is whack, but that ain't never stopped another person from joining YouTube. You think it's whack? I think sometimes they have some funny things down here. I think some of the things are funny and some aren't. But they like the roasting the gagging. But do you guys know that Andre and I was talking, I think it was Andre and I was talking the other night, and we was talking about the real roasting and gagging. The correspondent dinners that they have, when they roast somebody back in the day, they really used to roast and gag people. I don't consider this roasting and gagging, though. I really don't. I don't consider roasting and gagging. Mm-mm. because they used to roast and gag. You know, years ago they used to really roast and gag. I don't, yeah. But maybe some people do. Yep. But as I was watching yesterday, I just said, wow, everything is not for public consumption. I just thought about that. And I said, well, tomorrow I guess I'll come down here and have a conversation with my people, you know, and see what they think. Do you think some of the things that go on here, Rob, should be done publicly? Should be put on these platforms? Y'all up early, yeah, Bree. I'm up early, girl. I get up early. Baby, I'm an early riser. I get up 5 o'clock. If that's Bree. You know they got so many trolls. Jay Dunn just is Bree, is that you for real? Because Jay Dunn just said it was a troll in here. You love a good roast and gag, but a roast and gag. You like a good roast and gag, right? Me too. I like a good roast and gag. Roast and gag though. So I think perhaps, yeah, it's still roast and gagging is still out there, Rob. You think it's whack. Rob says she think roasting and gagging is whack. Mr. Pisces said he like a good roast and a good gag. I do too. But like I said, roasting and gagging is a little different in my book versus some of this stuff going on here. I don't think that's Bree. It might be Bree though. She might be up early. Yeah, I think she is working daytime now. Yeah, I think she's working daytime. Oh, I forgot you working daytime now, Bree. No, you gotta get up now, don't you? Yeah, I forgot you went to daytime. So I'm so used to getting up, you guys. It doesn't matter. My biological clock wakes me up 5 o'clock all the time. It doesn't matter. Oh, you have to clock in soon. Yeah. Yeah, I used to work days, you know. So, anywho, I work from home 3 days. And 2 days I go in the office and I can actually pick my time, right? With this little new gig I got. Like it, but I don't like a lot of paperwork. Never have. And I don't like being the bad guy sometimes. That's my point. Everybody like different stuff. What's whack to some may be cool to others. I think the fact that YouTube passes itself off as family friendly is the problem. They need to keep it real. No, it's some family friendly shows on here, Rob. I have to disagree with you, love, on that one because it's some family friendly shows. hmm My grandkids watch YouTube all the time. Silly shows. Hey, JSL. Thank you, baby. Thank you for yesterday. Yeah, my grandkids watch some YouTube and it's friendly, silly, just silly stuff. Oh, Nate Love. Sorry. Nate Love, I'm sorry I'm calling you the wrong name. Is Nate Love. I called you Nate Rob because I used to watch Nate Rob. And Nate Rob is from the general area that I'm at now. So, oh, I'm sorry, Nate Love. Sorry. Yeah. You know. JSL yesterday. Thank you so much, sweetheart. So much. But I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, but it's so unfamily friendly content abound on YouTube. I don't know. Or is it because we as an adult, visit different areas of YouTube that's not family friendly? Because there's some family friendly shows on here on YouTube. YouTube is very educational too. It could be where sometime we frequent because YouTube has a plethora of information that could be very, very useful to everyone. So I'm not sure what we look at when you look at YouTube. I'm not sure, Nate Love, what you look at when you look at YouTube. Because you have some very, very good resources on YouTube. Well, yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. YouTube, if it's something that you don't know how to do, Nay is short for Naomi. I don't spell it with a Y. Okay. Because there's no Y in my name. Okay, Nay. Nay. Okay. Well, I apologize, sweetheart. I don't want to say your name wrong. So is Nay Love? Am I pronouncing it correctly? You love this part of YouTube? What do you love? What part of YouTube? What part of YouTube you love, Mr. Pisces? Oops, excuse me. I know y'all hear me. Naomi. What part of YouTube when you say I love this part of YouTube? I tell you, I could go to YouTube. I could learn how to fix my car. I could learn anything on YouTube. I have changed my filters in my car. Let's see what else I have done. I have changed, fixed things in my home. You know, from YouTube, I have, of course, YouTube in the food area is great. Okay, thank you, love. Do you know the food area is great? Sometime I watch those silly shows with my grandchildren, learning, on YouTube is great. So it's really great areas. Like I said, is a plethora of information that anyone could use on YouTube. And then is some bad on YouTube. And that's with everything, you know, good and bad. But is what you like. You can learn how to build an entire house. Yeah, on YouTube. It's packed full of information. I'm telling you, you guys, I have literally told the mechanics, you go to get your oil change. They said, oh, do you want your filter? I said, nope. Nope. I don't want you to change my filter for $40 and $50. Nope. I don't want you to do this. I put a thermostat in my car one year. I'm serious. Years ago, I dropped the thermostat. My car was, I swear, y'all, my car was overheating. And so I took it to the mechanic and he was saying, yeah, you need a thermostat and da da da. And he was telling me, I think he was telling me, yeah, it's just a matter of dropping it in there. You bring it back here. I could do that, right? And so I said, oh, you can. So I looked up the make and the model of my car, went and got the thermostat, and it was simple. It was something so simple. I just unhooked the radiator, this portion of the radiator, and I just dropped. And you could see the thermostat in there was cracked. It was cracked. I just dropped that piece in there, put the cap back on, and it was good to go, you guys. And that's the God honest truth. I change filters in my car. I do plumbing in the house just by YouTube. I do. Because YouTube, like I said, has a plethora of information on it that could be very beneficial to you, is what you make it. In the beginning, I view YouTube as an educational resource, not entertainment. Yes, I learned how to fix cell phones and tablets watching YouTube. Yeah. So I guess it's just a matter of what we come on here for. And there's some entertaining areas here. Some entertaining areas here on YouTube. But yeah, I like YouTube. YouTube have saved me money. And you right, Peace Love, you could build an entire house on YouTube. Watching YouTube. It ain't nothing you can't do for yourself, really, unless you don't have the tools and you're not comfortable in doing it. But I've changed. Oh, girl, if you can only believe, I've done a lot off of YouTube. A lot. Just watching YouTube. Good morning, Bossy Don Diva. Good to see you. I get ready for this day. Happy first. Yes. Happy first. It is the first. Time is moving really fast. Time is not stopping for anyone. But yeah, so YouTube is educational. I remember years ago in college, though, I did a paper and I chose to do the paper on the computer. And this when the computer was really just ramping up, you know. And I did the pros and the cons of the computer. And that was years ago. Excuse me. And the more I use it and the more I see artificial intelligence and everything, the more that my paper was spot on. Even back then, I said the internet and social media and all, well, you know, the internet will be a double-edged sword for people. And then I had to list the pros and the cons, you know, when you write a paper. Then I had to break it down what I meant by it and everything. And it was a very good paper. But I see it now. I see it now. How the internet really is a double-edged sword. It can make or break you. Hey, Joyce, good morning. That's a fact. It can make or break you. And believe it or not, it can make or break your relationships too. It can make or break your relationships, you know, because if you spending all your time on the internet, you know, and you have a spouse or a partner or whatever you want to call it, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, you know, you have to learn how to balance and spend time with them. You can't be on the internet all day, and it could become addictive. You know, I think a lot of us are addicted to it, and we have gone away from television. You know, this is just something I believe we have gone away from television, and we on YouTube. We are on YouTube a little more. I don't know. I just like this part because here we have some folks that drop a nice, good gems and other a roast and gag, but I don't listen to all. Okay. All right. I respect that. Okay. Thank you. It's April Fool's Day. Stay alert, y'all. Thank you, JSL. It's pros and cons with everything. None of us can survive without water, but water can kill you too. Hey, absolutely. Good point. Good point. Hi, Josiah Vargas. Hello. Good point. Damn, right. Water can kill. You are absolutely right, Nayla. Mm-hmm. But it's really a double-edged sword, you know. And good morning, baby. And that just brings me back to what I was saying. You know, everything though is not for public consumption. That's where we started at. That's where I'm going to end at. You don't bring, you don't do everything on YouTube unless you just want attention, and you don't care whether the attention good, bad, or indifference. I don't care how transparent you are. Maybe you are comfortable with what you saying and what you are saying and doing, but perhaps your children, your mother, your husband, your wife, your family member, your boss, your friend, maybe they're not comfortable with what you're doing on here. So be very careful when you come down here and you're not taking into consideration other people. Oh, okay. If you don't have the if factor, I hear you, baby. I hear you. Yeah, so that's all I was saying. It's been an hour. It doesn't take much. You know, time goes by so fast. YouTube is really a double-edged sword because, like I said, not everyone has your best interest. You know, Nay, you are absolutely right. And that's what I mean when I talked about this package. Even though I'm wrapping this package up and is packaged beautifully, you know, and I'm presenting it to you, you don't know what's in this package. I have put in this package a lump of shit. And I'm just being straight out. And the only way you'll know it is if you smell it. So let's take our mind off of that. Just follow what I'm saying. So I done wrapped up this package beautifully, and I'm presenting it to you on the platform. You're happy, you're excited. We all happy and excited because your loved one has given you a gift. For somebody who say they care about you, have given you this gift for the world to see, right? And you open this gift and there's a lump of shit in there. Now everybody is laughing. Some people are laughing. Some people are crying. You are humiliated, embarrassed, you know, but everybody has seen this now, even though it was wrapped up pretty. That's where that was my perception of some things that took place, you know, on some channels I visited yesterday. It may have been wrapped up pretty, but it was all a pile of shit. That's just me. That's my perception of some things, you know. Even though we do it for good, we could do it for good reasons. It just could turn out really bad on here. I don't care what it is, you know. I don't know, but you guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Be safe. JSL reminded us that it was the first. Some people are still in that crazy state of mind where they pay chicks on the first. Is April Fool, you know. Um, May my grandmother rest in heaven. She died many, many years, and her birthday, well, happy birthday to her, was on April the 1st. Many, many years ago. I was a young girl, but I still remember my Nana. So keep in mind, when you really love someone and you want the best for them and you both, and you have a problem with them, you know, make sure you keep it between you and them and not everyone else in the world. Because people will not receive it the way you want them to receive it. People will not accept a person because you accept them. And then when you do things, you open it up for the whole public to see, and for the whole public, you know, for the whole public. Well, you know, the public, I don't know. Sometimes I'm for the public to consume, and you don't know how they're going to consume, and it could be very detrimental to you. Oh, thank you for that super chat, baby. It could be very detrimental to what you're trying to do, if that's what you're really trying to do. See, only you know what you set out to do. Only you know what your intentions were. We really don't know what your intentions were. We can only assume what your intentions were. But make sure you remember that when you love someone, you know, you don't want to hurt them, and you value whatever you guys have, you may not want to bring it to YouTube. You may want to just keep it, you know, behind the scenes, because everything is not for public consumption. With that being said, make sure if you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are our future, our joint heirs. They're looking for us to leave them something. That's an heir. That's an heir. They looking for us to leave them something. So make sure we continue to try to work on generational wealth. I haven't forgot the stocks. I'm still following the stocks. I just been tied up with some other stuff. But make sure you try to create that wealth that you can leave your princes and your princesses. It doesn't take much to be a blessing and not a bother. A simple hello. How are you doing? You look beautiful today. Can I buy you that cup of coffee? I'll open that door for you. I'll take those groceries. Hey, let me get those groceries. I'll take them for you. I'll buy that McMuffin. I love that dress you have on. You have a beautiful smile, because you never know what someone is going through. And a simple hello, you look beautiful. Oh, you look beautiful today. You have a nice smile. You never know how that'll make that person feel. So, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for joining me. I will see y'all later. Time to go and start prepare for the day. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Aaron, good morning. I'm on my way out of here though, sweetheart, but thank you for coming in to join me. Yeah, I'm going to get off here. I have an early day today myself. You guys be safe.